como desenvolver um bom posicionamento de produto e quais são os principais pontos que você precisa levar em consideração na hora de desenvolver o posicionamento do seu produto. É isso que eu perguntei para a Dunford. A Dunford é uma das maiores autoridades em posicionamento de produto, autora do livro Obviously Awesome. Antes de passar a voz para April, eu já quero te pedir para dar um like nesse vídeo, se inscrever no canal e baixar o meu livro, Segredos do Marketing de Produtos. O link está aqui na descrição. Com vocês, April Dunford.
In your book, Obviously Awesome, you described the 10 steps that every product marketing professional needs to accomplish if they intend to create a good product statement position. Which are the most important things that professional needs to be careful in order to define a good product position?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. So, part of how I got to the methodology that I did in the book was by doing the work myself when I was a vice president of marketing inside a set of startups. And, one of the ways you learn is by doing it the wrong way first. And then you learn the hard way, like, okay, that doesn't work. So we're going to have to do something different. So one of the first lessons I learned was that you can't treat positioning like it's a marketing exercise that you do just in the marketing department by yourself without any input from other people in the company, for a couple of reasons. One, sales knows a lot that marketing doesn't know. And if there's a sales team in the company, then you absolutely want sales involved because they understand a lot about how customers make a purchase decision and who they're comparing you to and what the status quo is in an account. The second thing is that if sales is not involved in developing new positioning, when you go to roll that new positioning out to sales in the form of a new sales pitch, they generally refuse to adopt it if they were not involved in creating it because they think it's stupid. So sales needs to be involved. The same thing is true, I think, on the product side of the house. If we don't involve product management, then we're missing out on what product understands about what's differentiating about our product versus the other alternatives on the market. Same thing with customer success, same thing with the founders or the CEO of the company. So the first thing is that if we're going to do positioning, it needs to be a cross-functional exercise. That's the first thing. The second thing is that good positioning really is about defining what your differentiated value is in the market. So what can your product deliver to customers that none of the other alternatives can deliver? And so in order to really understand that, you have to really understand the customer's perspective on what the alternatives are. So sometimes the alternative is something that looks nothing like you. Like sometimes the alternative is, I'm going to use a spreadsheet to do it, or I'm going to hire an intern to do it. And if we're not thinking about that as something that a customer is comparing us to, we won't do a good job of positioning against that. So we have to understand the status quo in the account. We also have to understand, if a customer does compare our stuff directly to other things that are directly competitive to us because they're making a short list and then trying to decide what to pick on a short list, that's important too. So I think we really have to understand, what is it that we're positioning against? And it isn't our opinion about that. It's the customer's opinion about that. So what do we have to beat in order to win a deal? And good positioning, I think, starts there and then builds on that.
Espero que você tenha gostado desse vídeo. A April Dunford, como eu disse, é uma das maiores especialistas do mundo. E estou deixando um link aqui na descrição para você poder acompanhar a entrevista completa que eu fiz com ela. Não se esqueça de se inscrever no canal, dar um like nesse vídeo e acompanhar os próximos vídeos